You've got two options when your son's diagnosed with leukaemia. You either sit there and watch him in a hospital bed fighting it, or you do your bit. So I took that route and I decided to do my bit. If I had sat at the side of a bed watching my son fighting leukaemia, I think it would have maybe sent me crazy. I needed something, and that something was doing an appeal. And I done an appeal. It took up a lot of time, but yeah, it was worthwhile. Brilliant, because as I've said before, we've had 4 people that are potential matches and been and donated for someone out there in the world. So some good's come out of this.
Being in the press was the best thing she's ever done, because she wouldn't allow her friends to come round to see her. She wouldn't talk about her story. So for it to be in the press, the story was out there, her picture was out there, and everybody could read it. And they did read it, and we did get stopped in the street and spoken to about the story, but they didn't want all the ins and outs. They just, I'm really sorry, you know. And that was the best thing about it. You didn't need to be stood in the high street, somebody asking you, so what happened? It's all there in the story. You could have read it.
It was an easy way to tell it.
How often is it in your life that you can do something where you can truly help other people? I found it really humbling that, people that, had got leukemia perhaps, and I'd met people that unfortunately, loved ones hadn't found matches, but were just really grateful in the community that we were actually now talking about this and raising these issues, and people were wanting to help. And that was just an incredible moment, and I just felt so proud of the fact that not just Rik and I, but our friends and certainly his work colleagues and so many people that come together, strangers actually, a lot of them I hadn't even met before, that we all wanted to do something special, and it was an incredible time, it really was, and something I'll perhaps never experience again. But you see the real decency of human beings, and it was amazing.
In many ways, it was a welcome distraction as well. So instead of focusing on the chemotherapy and sort of basically how rubbish you felt in the hospital, you could focus instead on something rather more positive, and working out how you were going to do certain things, how the campaign was going to look, how an event was going to be planned, and who was going to do what. It gave a purpose to your day, rather than just basically sitting there looking at the ceiling, feeling sorry for yourself. It seems quite a strange thing to say, but I feel quite privileged to have actually been given that opportunity to actually, and it's a cliche, I know, but being given the chance to make that difference to somebody, because I've absolutely no doubt that from our campaign, somebody along the line will have their life saved. And that's a really good feeling.